Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4.
It's Friday. Come on, Mark, you can do it.
This has been a long month this week.
Yes, it has.
Good heavens.
But a nice weekend is on the way.
Absolutely. But let's get the news out of the way. Here's what's making news on this Friday. On the one-year anniversary of Russia's invasion of Ukraine, worldwide protests and more assistance from the United States.
We'll find out what a Brooklyn man told dispatchers on Election Day that led to a big police response and why they moved the polling place. And see how California is getting walloped with yet another winter storm. Let's take a look outside here. Nice sunshine today. That always helps. Oh, it really helps. It was chilly, but the sun does help.
It was cold, but we have another quiet weekend on tap, which is good news. Greg's in the backyard with the details on that.
Yeah, we certainly do. It's kind of like a repeat. Cold Friday, quiet weekend. But we do have some snow this evening coming through. Just some light stuff. You can already see the low clouds beginning to build up at Platteville. Just a sign that we are going to have some of that approach here, too. It's not going to be that big of a deal, but we do definitely have to see it out satellite. You can see the clouds thickening up to the west. They'll be approaching with some light snow. Otherwise, that's what we're seeing with temperatures. You can see radar is picking up some of that. Most of it's not reaching the ground yet. It's just cloud cover, but that is a sign that we are going to start increasing that through the afternoon, probably after the evening commute, and then a little bit through to midnight. Overall, if you zoom in, it's not actually reaching the ground at any point in Wisconsin, just cloud cover for the moment in time. Cold temperatures, mid-20s. We should be around the mid-30s for this time of year, so that's why it's been well below average. Overall, Dane County, anywhere from 21 to 24 degrees, so like about 10 degrees below what we should be, so definitely a chill. Bigger picture, you can kind of see if we zoom in, the one area of concern right there in the Rockies, that is the one that's beginning to push northeast. Very weak, disorganized, but that's the snow coming tonight. And then the one we're talking about, California right now, that actually will play a factor in our weather coming up by Sunday night is right there, walloping them pretty good with a lot of rain and a lot of snow. So basically coming up, what we got is break down that light snow this evening. Yes, we got a quiet weekend, mild weekend too, but then we definitely have some wet weather coming Sunday night and Monday, and I'll break all that down a bit later in the broadcast.
All right, Greg, thanks. We'll check back in just a little bit. First at 4, as the war in Ukraine enters its second year, protesters around the world are calling on Russia to stop the conflict. Hundreds of Ukrainians in Australia marched with their supporters through major cities today, rallying against Russia. In Thailand, Ukrainians sang their national anthem, raising their flag outside of the embassy in Bangkok. Anti-war protesters in Belgium lit candles alongside hundreds of teddy bears. And in London, protesters painted a Ukrainian flag on the road leading to the Russian embassy. The United States announced today it is taking additional measures to help Ukraine. CBS correspondent Willie James Inman reports.
One man, Vladimir Putin, started this war. One man can end it.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken told the UN Security Council the U.S. remains steadfast in its support for Ukraine.
If Russia stops fighting and leaves Ukraine, the war ends. If Ukraine stops fighting, Ukraine ends.
The Pentagon announced a new $2 billion security assistance package, including more ammunition and small high-tech drones. The latest package brings the total U.S. commitment to more than $32 billion since Russia invaded Ukraine a year ago. Meanwhile, Poland delivered the first German Leopard tanks to Ukraine and says it plans to send more soon.
The White House announced a coordinated effort with G7 partners that includes new sanctions targeting key sectors of the Russian economy and more than 200 people and organizations.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky marked the first year of the war, saying his country could defeat Russia if allies remain united and keep providing arms. On Friday, China unveiled a 12-point plan calling for Russia-Ukraine peace talks and ending sanctions against the Kremlin. Zelensky says he's planning to meet with Chinese leader Xi Jinping. Willie James Inman, CBS News, the White House.
New U.S. sanctions against Russia include a 200% tariff on aluminum from that country, effectively a ban. And there is word today that a Marshfield, Wisconsin man was killed in action while fighting in Ukraine. 28-year-old Andrew Peters died last week while fighting alongside the International Legion of the Defense of Ukraine. That's according to an email sent to Wisconsin Public Radio by his father, John Peters. The family is working with the U.S. Embassy in Kyiv to bring his remains home. The anniversary today comes with tears and heartbreak for many right here in Dane County.
Over the last year, we've covered extensively the stories of Ukrainians uprooted from their home and resettling in the Madison area.
Naomi Cole sat down today with one of the first to arrive. Naomi.
Susan, we've told, in fact, you've told the story of Snezana Bykova and her children, one of the first families to flee the war to Dane County, arriving on March 6 last year. Since then, the children have adjusted quickly to life in the United States. But for Snezana, her heart remains in Ukraine, where her husband and other family members had to stay behind. She just came back from her first trip home in 10 months. I asked her, what does today mean to you?
For me, it's like one day that lasts forever. And now I realize that probably this the longest day in my life will still continue.
I also asked her, what is your message to the world? She pointed to President Biden's surprise visit to Ukraine just days ago and said those are the demonstrations of support that she urges on all world leaders who stand with Ukraine. Susan, I mentioned this at the when I started talking, but you were the first one to tell both her story, and you were the first in our area to share this story of Ukrainians fleeing the war. And this was just 2 weeks after the first invasion.
Yeah, they arrived March 6th, as you mentioned, at O'Hare Airport. I interviewed them 10 days later, actually. Amazing. At the home of their friends in Fitchburg, where they were staying, and they were shocked at how their lives had been upended. But it is incredible to see what has happened in the past year. They're in their own home. Both of their kids have celebrated birthdays. They are both thriving here. She brought her in-laws to live in Middleton. Her mother-in-law and her father-in-law are living here now. Everything is perfect except her husband, Vitaly, is still in Ukraine. He's not allowed to leave. And I think the biggest question for her now is, do they stay or do they go?
I was going to ask you, do they go back home when this ends?
It's the hardest question they can answer because they're happy here, they're thriving here, the community has embraced them, they love it here. But they're Ukrainians.
And I asked her that question in our interview. I asked her, after coming back from that trip, she was in Ukraine for almost a month and visiting her husband, visiting other family members, and coming home, she says, at first she thought this August, that's when I'll leave. That's when the war will be over. That's when I can go back. And now she says coming back, she's like, I don't know how to go back to Ukraine. It's a completely different country from when I left. My children are begging me, please stay here, don't uproot us again.
Right. I
don't know what to do. And now she says, I'm potentially looking at, we have to stay here now.
Can they legally stay?
That's a huge question that again, she references that. She doesn't know. There's so many unknowns right now in terms of how long can Ukrainians stay at the federal level, legislation. It's a huge question mark and something that her and many others in our county and across the country have to grapple with.
It's a fascinating story that continues to evolve.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Well, you can see Naomi's entire conversation this Sunday on For the Record. That's after Face the Nation at 10:30. Naomi, thank you.
Thank you, Naomi. We'll see you on Sunday. We have new information tonight about what happened in downtown Brooklyn on Election Day that forced a change in the polling location there. Court records show that the man accused of firing his gun in downtown Brooklyn repeatedly threatened to shoot someone during a phone call with Greene County dispatchers. He said he was going to, quote, start shooting people if they tried to cut down a tree on his property. Law enforcement arrested 75-year-old Paul Douglas shortly after he allegedly fired a gun near Brooklyn's sole polling location, and that's what prompted election officials to move it to the village's backup location. Douglas has since been charged with terrorist threats, second-degree recklessly endangering safety, and disorderly conduct, use of a dangerous weapon.
The former South Carolina attorney charged with murdering his wife and son spent a second day on the witness stand. The prosecutor grilled Alex Murdaugh on today's courtroom bombshell that while the once prominent South Carolina attorney admitted to lying to police about the last time he saw his wife and son, Murdaugh acknowledged starting that lie in his first interview with police, blaming paranoid thinking from his opioid addiction.
When I got to thinking in that paranoid way, it didn't go away in a matter of seconds. And I decided to lie.
The prosecution took Murdaugh through a minute-by-minute timeline of his activities the night of the murder, suggesting he was creating an alibi. Murdaugh blamed his addiction for causing him to steal from clients for years. The case is likely to go to the jury next week, with Murdaugh facing 30 years to life in prison if convicted.
Parts of Southern California are under a blizzard warning today for the first time in decades. A massive winter storm is bringing heavy snow and fierce winds and creating whiteout conditions along Northern California's major mountain roads. The National Weather Service says the storm could bring 75-mile-per-hour winds and up to 7 feet of snow, with blizzard conditions in elevated communities surrounding Los Angeles. That has only been seen once before, in 1989.
How often does it snow in Southern California?
Officials are
Not often.
Officials are warning that the storm is only going to intensify as it moves south this weekend, bringing danger to California's agricultural center. 80% of the world's almonds are grown in California's Central Valley. And already the snow and ice are making Hollywood history, with even Tinseltown stuck in a freeze frame. There's ice on the Hollywood sign.
Yeah. But that's elevated as well.
Right.
Unusual. Well, February is National Cancer Prevention Month. Studies show some simple lifestyle changes can dramatically reduce your cancer risk. Through diet and exercise, Alicia Storkamp dropped more than 100 pounds. She then learned her healthy choices could also lower her risk for cancer, such as breast, lung, and colon cancers. Lifestyle changes like choosing more vegetables, cutting back on red meat, quitting smoking, limiting alcohol, and protecting yourself from the sun can all reduce your cancer risk.
Exercise and diet are enormous components of cancer prevention.
Routine screenings are also critical, but a new survey from the Prevent Cancer Foundation shows 65% of Americans say they're not up to date.
A group of Madison city leaders were recognized over the noon hour at Madison Magazine's Best of Madison Business Awards. This is the 22nd annual event that honors those who honor their accomplishments and reflect what the magazine calls the perfect combination of lifestyle and business. Among those honored this year, Sarah Newjar and Ann Newjar Morrison of New Year Investments are working on developing the Triangle Project at South Park and Regent Streets.
It'd be wonderful, replacing the existing CDA homes, which, were built in the 70s, and creating more housing opportunities for more people in Madison to live.
The list of the other 4 honorees can be found at madisonmagazine.com. Well, we are hopefully nearing the end of the winter of 2023. 24 days until spring.
Oh.
Who's counting?
Who's counting?
Right.
Meteorologically, it's next Wednesday.
Right. But can we bank on that one?
Back to the story.
Yes.
Some are making the best of what Mother Nature is dishing out. Check out these folks in Duluth taking on the frigid waves on Lake Superior yesterday in the middle of the storm. Surfers put on wetsuits, braving the strong winds and enjoying the single-digit weather.
I wish you hadn't told me that was Duluth and asked me to guess where. I would have thought that was Los Angeles.
Sure.
Right. That's incredible.
Duluth.
Wow.
Brave souls. Well, is it too late to buy airline tickets for spring break?
CBS's senior travel advisor Peter Greenberg has the answer to that and other travel questions when Live at 4 continues.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
At Pick and Save.
You know what that sound means. It's spring break at Bob's Discount Furniture. And no matter your sleep style or budget, I have a world-famous Bob-O-Pedic mattress for hundreds less than national brands. Like this Bob-O-Pedic Prize Queen mattress for just $5.99. And this cool-to-the-touch copper sport with innovative copper threads. Catch major Z's on my signature gel with charcoal. With 30 years of sleep experience and the best warranties in the biz, you can take a break from the mattress guessing game this spring break at Bob's.
From working out to catching up, and of course, game night. Your home is the groundwork for all of life's awesome moments. This is Tom Coyle. My family and I say thank you. We're proud to have been a part of this community for 78 years. And during our 78th anniversary event, carpet installation is just $78. Coyle Carpet One Floor and Home. Beautiful, made affordable. Locally owned and operated since 1945.
Get 11% off everything at Menards. Give a beautiful color to your projects with Minwax Wood Finish. Minwax is a penetrating stain that enhances all types of wood and dries fast. Minwax Wood Finish is $10.99 after rebate. Design your door your way with our door designer or choose from our in-stock selection of Mastercraft doors. Mastercraft has the fastest delivery, so you get your door in approximately 7 days. All Mastercraft doors are 11% off.
Save big money at Menards. The Wisconsin Fishing Expo returns to the Alliant Energy Center in Madison February 24th through the 26th, stocked with over 330 booths, plus nearly every fishing boat imaginable. Load up with deals now. It's the Wisconsin Fishing Expo's largest seminar roster ever, with topics for almost any species, over 20 seminars. Check out kids' activities, including the trout pond, fish bingo, and bumper boats. Go to wifishingexpo.com for details. Sponsored by Wisconsin Outdoor News, Blackfish, Daiwa, Lucas Oil, Acme, the Big 1070, and Don's Marine.
When your door is always open, so is the fridge. At Pick and Save, however you shop, in-store, pickup, or delivery, you get the same great prices, deals, and rewards. That's a win-win-win. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Welcome back. Prices for orange juice are on the rise and are expected to keep going up.
It's due to a combination of problems hitting the citrus industry. The USDA projects Florida will have its worst year for citrus production since the Great Depression. Devastating storms last year stripped trees. Hurricane Ian alone led to $250 million in losses, according to the University of Florida. But growers are facing another major problem. It's something called citrus greening disease.
Greening is sort of like cancer. Some live with it, others it gets them in a week,
Greening causes the oranges to fall prematurely, and once a tree is infected, there is no cure. That is leading to more expensive orange juice at the grocery store. Prices are up over 9% in the past year. Scientists are working on treatments to save the trees from citrus greening disease, but currently no cure exists.
Well, stocks slide after it was revealed the Fed is gearing up for a longer than expected inflation fight. The Dow Industrials fell 336 points, ending the week at 32,816. The Nasdaq lost 195. The S&P 500 was off 42. Today marked the worst week of the Nasdaq and S&P since December. Well, if you're planning a winter getaway or looking ahead to spring break, you'll want to act fast.
Airfares remain very high. There was no seasonal dip in prices this winter as expected.
Earlier, we asked CBS News senior travel advisor Peter Greenberg about fares and the best travel bargains. Now, Peter, you mentioned on your Eye on Travel podcast the other day that you were wrong, that the seasonal airfares we see each winter did not happen. In fact, airfares remain very high. What changed?
Well, it's a question of what didn't change. During the pandemic, a lot of Americans made a decision, and the decision was we're not going to spend a lot of money on material goods. We're not going to buy a new car, jewelry, clothes. We're not going to buy electronic items. We're going to buy experiences. So that when travel opened up, that's how they came running out of the gate. They weren't price sensitive, and they continue to spend. That's why we saw such high airfares and hotel rates. I was wrong because I thought, okay, when September rolls around and we get through Labor Day, seasonality kicks in, kids go back to school, the demand goes down, prices go down along with them. Guess what? Demand didn't go down because people had changed their lifestyle as well. They were combining leisure and business travel. They learned how to work remotely. They learned how to teach remotely. And guess what? Those prices stayed high. And the quarter that I'm talking about is the fourth quarter that normally is very low turned out to be very high. And guess what happened to retail sales? They became stagnant. You'll see that in the reports from last month. Over the Christmas holiday season, people spent their money on travel as opposed to material goods. The real question that remains now is, can that sustained fare level be that way? And my guess is sooner or later it can't. So you're going to start to see some bargains, hopefully by the end of next month and early April.
Oh, that's good to hear. I've been looking at spring break fares, and they're very, very high, airfares right now. So I hope you're right. You know, we've been talking a lot about the pilot shortage that airlines are dealing with. Are they giving some incentives to lure new pilots, and are they paying off?
Well, they're certainly doing the incentives, but the payoff is going to be at least 2 to 3 years away because they've got to train them. They're starting in many of these flight academies from the ground up, a whole new crop of flight crew people, from pilots to traffic controllers, you name it. But it's going to take 2 to 3 years to do it. You can't just kick the tires and sit in the cockpit. The point is, though, you're seeing some airlines starting their own flight academies, like United Airlines, and that'll give you an indication of how much they've got to fuel that pipeline with new talent.
We always enjoy hearing where the travel hotspots are right now, and you always have some great suggestions for this winter. What are they?
Well, Susan mentioned the spring break fares being very high. She's right. The bottom line is they're going to stay high, but there are bargains out there, and they'll stay bargains out there at least through the middle of June. And we're talking about Argentina, where the U.S. dollar is so strong against the peso. Same thing in Colombia. But then let's go across the Atlantic. Prices in Athens right now are down 15% over last year. That's a significant saving if you're going overseas, especially consider the power of the dollar against the euro. There's another thing happening. Certain airlines are doubling and tripling down on their routes across the Atlantic. United Airlines has now become the largest single transatlantic carrier in the world, and they're flying to places like Dubrovnik and the Canary Islands and the Azores and Amman, Jordan and Cape Town and many, many other places. They're getting some competition for some low-fare carriers like Play and like Norse. And when you have that kind of activity across the Atlantic at this time of the year, that results in bargain fares. Right now, we've seen fares as low as $398 between New York and Lisbon. And by the way, you're not going to get that between New York and Fort Lauderdale during spring break. So there are pockets of deals out there, and they will be there at least until June 15th.
How about London, where you are right now?
Well, London, you know, the dollar is very strong against the pound, and it's stayed that way for quite some time, and it's staying that way now. Now, listen, hotel rates are through the roof, and airfares are still pretty high. But basic goods and services, what the locals pay relative to what we would have paid in U.S. dollars before, it's still a buyer's market if you're coming from America.
Well, enjoy your stay there. And
have a cup of tea for us.
All right, Peter. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
We should have said cheerio.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, headed to the movies this weekend. Well, look out for the Cocaine Bear.
We'll preview the film, which opens today, coming up later on Live at 4. Stay with us.
Family is just very important.
She's my sister, and we depend on each other a lot.
She's the rock of the family. She's the person who holds everything together.
It's a battle, you know, I'm gonna be there.
Keytruda and chemotherapy been treating my cancer with 2 different types of medicine.
In a clinical trial, Keytruda and chemotherapy was proven to help people live longer than chemotherapy alone. Keytruda is used to treat more patients with advanced lung cancer than any other immunotherapy. Keytruda may be used with certain chemotherapies as your first treatment if you have advanced non-squamous non-small cell lung cancer and you do not have an abnormal EGFR or ALK gene. Keytruda can cause your immune system to attack healthy parts of your body during or after treatment. This may be severe and lead to death. See your doctor right away if you have cough, shortness of breath, chest pain, diarrhea, severe stomach pain, severe nausea or vomiting, headache, light sensitivity, eye problems, irregular heartbeat, extreme tiredness, constipation, dizziness or fainting, changes in appetite, thirst or urine, confusion, memory problems, muscle pain or weakness, fever, rash, itching or flushing. There may be other side effects. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions, including immune system problems. If you've had or plan to have an organ or stem cell transplant, receive chest radiation, or have a nervous system problem.
It feels good to be here for them.
Living longer is possible. It's true. Keytruda from Merck. Ask your doctor about Keytruda.
Nothing beats a great night's sleep on a new Tempur-Pedic mattress from Steinhoffels. Tempur-Pedic mattresses are designed to make aches and pains a thing of the past by relieving pressure points and supporting the body as no other mattress can. Right now, save up to $500 on adjustable base sets, plus get $300 in Steinhafels cash. Queen Tempur-Pedics start at just $38 per month when you use Steinhafels 72-month financing. Shop in-store or online at steinhafels.com.
Hold up. I'll be right there. It's about time.
Get personalized support. Call the Wisconsin Tobacco Quit Line at 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
When Aspen Dental told me that my dentures was ready, I was so excited. I love the confidence. I love that I can flash this beautiful smile and make the world smile with me. I would totally say Aspen Dental changed my life.
Aspen Dental makes new smiles affordable. Right now, get 20% off dentures. We do anything to make you smile. Schedule your consultation today.
Take a look at this. Crazy video from New York shows a freight train ripping through a cargo truck stuck on the tracks. Police say the terrifying crash happened just seconds after the driver got out of the way. The truck was carrying titanium piping and became stuck on the tracks after the driver made a wrong turn. The railroad crossing closed temporarily for cleanup. No one was injured thanks to a cop's quick action and a little bit of luck.
Wow.
You don't stop a train, do you?
That's exactly. That's the whole rule.
Well, it started out just as another TikTok dance video. That is until Senator Bernie Sanders stumbled into the frame.
Jeannie Moos reports on the clip that has now gone viral.
Bernie Sanders may never quite equal his famous mitten meme that launched him from Forrest Gump's bench to the Game of Thrones throne to the rings of Saturn. This time, all he did was walk out of his Midtown Manhattan hotel, stumbling into a TikTok video in progress.
Baby, beg me to stay. Babe, I'm not staying, I just wanna play. In the party, you just wanna romp.
And there it was, RBF, resting Bernie face, disgruntled, semi-scowling, then making a beeline out of there. No TikTok dancing for him. This is the most Bernie thing ever. But Taylor Champ, who creates golf content online, didn't realize Bernie had accidentally photobombed her until the doorman she was dancing with told her after the fact.
And I was like, oh my goodness. I had no idea. I would have said hi and I would have gotten out of the way. I felt so bad.
Nor did she realize that the woman she almost smacked while waving her arms was Jane Sanders, Bernie's wife.
She was so, so sweet.
And while Bernie didn't pull a Ratso Rizzo move,
I'm walking here. I'm walking here.
He lived up to his grumpy image.
I always have that look on my face.
As portrayed on SNL.
We're doomed.
But Taylor Champ was anything but doomed by her encounter with not one, but two Sanders. You got in the middle of a Sanders sandwich. Bernie in the back and Mrs. Sanders
I know. What a moment.
Even if Bernie curbed his enthusiasm for TikTok. Jeannie Moos, CNN.
Up your ass, you son of a don't talk me that way. Get out of here.
New York.
You can't make these things up.
No, exactly. Resting Bernie face.
Oh, my God. Well, we had that over the weekend, or during this week, but now we can lighten up.
Yeah, you can lighten up. It's going to be quite a weekend, but we got some rain coming, too, for Monday, Sunday night, too. Which
Liquid.
could cause, liquid, which could cause some issues with the snow on the ground. So I'll break all that down after the break.
You can't buy happiness, but you can buy an RV at Wisconsin RV World, and that's pretty darn close. Find your happiness during their RV Super Sale this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday only. Save over $30,000 on this new Heartland fifth wheel. Get this Keystone Springdale for as low as $185 a month, or this Cruiser Radiance for only $240 a month. Plus, get a 1-year no-charge camping pass with every RV purchase.
Wisconsin RV World. If it doesn't say Wisconsin, it's just another RV dealer.
As a veteran of our country's armed services, you have already made the ultimate sacrifice. Why should you have to continue to do that? Through no fault of your own, You may be experiencing hardships, such as the inability to pay rent, utilities, or receive other life-sustaining services. And once again, you're called upon by your family to serve and protect. We want you to know we are here to support you. The Veterans Rental Assistance Program was created by and for people living in Wisconsin, with benefit approvals being issued to veterans in just days, not months. It's not easy to ask for a hand up, but we are clear in our mission. No Wisconsin veteran should ever have to face homelessness or lose heat, power, or water again. 833-WISC-VRAP. That's 833-947-8727.
It's never been a better time for a fresh start with Feldco.
Jumpstart your home's upgrade this month with 40% off Feldco windows, siding, doors, and roofing. Plus, no money down and no interest until 2024. Warmer weather's on its way. Get your home ready now and enjoy your windows all season long.
Make your home feel new again with Feldco. But hurry, 40% off ends Tuesday. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
At Lawton Cates, your life counts is more than just a slogan. It means we're committed to seeking justice for those injured by someone else's negligence. It means standing up to the insurance company, helping you with your medical bills, and getting you fully compensated for lost time at work. Have questions? When you contact Lawton Cates, there's no charge for our initial consultation, and there's never a fee until we deliver the results you deserve. At Lawton Cates, your life counts. Call today.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Yeah, we got really weak high pressure overhead right now, but we do have a little bit of a wave, and that's the snow that's coming through tonight. And we already mentioned, you've heard the story of California. That's the storm system down here, quite impressive, and that's the one that's going to pose actually impact us here coming Sunday night into Monday night, so it's got some time to get here. But in the meantime, we should have some decent conditions once we get through the snow that's going to be lifting through here tonight, probably after midnight tapering off, maybe a ½ inch at most, some locations. Otherwise, clearing skies tomorrow. We'll have a real seasonable part of the day, and then by the time we get to Sunday, with that system beginning to approach from the south, winds should start picking up, so it should be fairly warmer as we go into Sunday and into Sunday night. Overall temperatures today really stayed mid-20s. They're going to not fall off too much tonight just with cloud cover. Here's the snow spreading across the area just after evening commute. It should then taper off after midnight. Temperatures will stay fairly up until we get till later in the night, and then we might see some clearing towards the morning, so probably teens as you wake up tomorrow morning. Tomorrow, once again, more sun. Temperatures should get back to where we should be, about the middle 30s, maybe a little warmer in different situations. And then we'll have a warmer Saturday Sunday with 40s. We have that wet condition coming. This storm is fairly wet, very heavy rain potentially with this. Maybe some thunderstorms. I don't think we'll see much of the mixed bags of precipitation down here, but maybe up to the north. Maybe end with some snow come Monday, but I think the biggest story will be the rain. Some impacts. We could have some flooding with this just because of the snow on the ground. Poor drainage areas, maybe even some slight rises in areas, creeks and rivers, just with the amount of rain and snow on the ground. Maybe some slick roads Sunday night, but I think the big story will be the flooding potential. Even the river flood outlook has given it a possibility that we could see some rises coming up with the amount of rain and the snow that comes on. So something to keep in mind of, especially if you live in low-lying areas, maybe near some creeks or rivers that tend to flood a little bit more easier, especially during the springtime with the amount of rain that's coming. So if you time this out, you can kind of see here comes the rain Sunday night. It's just going to really begin to pour and quite heavy towards Monday morning to about noon. Up to the north, probably could see a mixture of freezing rain and sleet, but I think all the areas should see rain eventually. And then as the tail end of it comes through, we might turn to a little bit of snow Monday afternoon, but it's definitely going to be the amount of rain with this. So something to keep in mind of right now, we're about a few days ahead of this, and we will have some warmer temperatures, but if you can actually get rid of some of the ice, anything that's clogging up drains that could prevent some drainage problems, definitely something to keep in mind of this weekend before all that rain does come our way. Otherwise, we still have some warmer temperatures this week. Mid-40s we're looking at. Probably Sunday will probably be the nicest day. Then the rain comes. Tuesday looks good, and then it's just kind of unsettled through the rest of the week and into the weekend. And right now, Thursday does not look like any significant system, but Wednesday might have some precipitation with it. But I think the biggest story will be that Sunday night and Monday. It's a lot of rain.
And that water's going to want to go somewhere.
We can see 1.5 inches maybe rainfall.
Oh, my goodness.
So there could be even more than that. So it's definitely something to keep an eye on, especially if you go further north where they have a lot of snow on the ground.
And if it was cold, that'd be a lot of snow.
That's the good news. Most of the snow will say well to the north. It will not be a snow issue for us.
All right. And no snow is good news for the Wisconsin Kennel Club Dog Show back in Madison for its 3rd year.
The Wisconsin Kennel Club was founded 135 years ago. Their cluster of dog shows are happening at the Alliant Energy Center through Sunday, so you still have time to see the dogs, while they're only allowed to only enter dogs. What did I mean there?
Only dogs that are entered in the show can come. You can't bring your dog.
Oh, got it.
Leave your dog at home.
You can't bring your dog. Right. Thank you. Spectators are welcomed and encouraged to watch and enjoy their favorite breeds. This guy came for a visit to the newsroom today.
It's Panda.
It's a great opportunity to meet breeders from all over the world and different dogs you wouldn't get to see every day.
Events happen daily from 8 until the conclusion of Best in Show, usually around 5 p.m. Tickets are only $5 for adults. Kids under 10 are free. For more information, go to channel3000.com.
And Greg, you know Stacy, Panda's owner.
Yep.
So you brought her out to the station today?
Yeah, big old Panda.
Oh, that's a big dog.
He is a beautiful dog. I love his bib because he's a drooler.
And he won his breed, right?
That's correct. He did. They've traveled all around every weekend. They got a show, it seems like.
170 pounds. I mean, he is a beautiful dog.
His head is the size of this table. I mean, he was just so cute.
Huge dog.
And he's fun to be around, too, isn't he?
Yeah, he's still got, that showmanship dog where they kind of standoffish and snobbish, kind of like cattle get that attitude, so that's kind of, but he is nice. Yeah. Yes, they do.
Thanks for bringing him out today.
And thanks to Stacy as well.
Yep. Up next, a movie based on a real incident is opening in theaters this weekend.
And then coming up next hour at 5, Madison police are saying it was a homicide that led to the death of a woman on Madison's east side on Wednesday. We'll have more details coming up at 5.
Furniture and Appliance Mart's President's Day appliance sale is ending soon. Find doorbuster appliances at big discounts, like this Frigidaire built-in dishwasher, now just $549, or this Amana gas range, now just $499 at Furniture and Appliance Mart inside Ashley off the Beltline at East Springs Drive.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Greenhut, the CEO of Power Swabs. We're so confident that Power Swabs will give anyone a wider smile in 7 days that we gave treatments to eager participants across the country in exchange for their honest reactions. Here's what they had to say.
The thing I love about Power Swabs is the convenience. I mean, you break it open, just rub it on your teeth, just like you're brushing your teeth. Let it sit there for a little bit, and you're done.
So I noticed I have a lot more stains on the sides right here. So with the Power Swab, I was able to go in there and really make sure that I was getting that coverage, and it really did work.
Power Swabs is as easy as snap, swab, and smile. You'll notice 2 shades wider teeth in 5 minutes and 6 shades in 7 days. Just snap the stain out swab to remove stains from natural teeth as well as caps, crowns, and veneers. Then snap the whitening swab to whiten your teeth 6 shades in 7 days. Finally, smile and show off your pearly whites.
It's 5 minutes in the morning and I'm out the door, and it's amazing. It's a week's worth of 5 minutes a day, and I couldn't be happier with the results.
With Power Swabs, there's no messy strips, trays, or lights that you have to leave in your mouth for an hour. Whether you smoke or drink coffee, tea, or wine, Power Swabs is sure to lift those stains with 0 to minimal sensitivity. Just a simple 5-minute application, and each day you'll be 1 step closer to smiling with confidence.
Having shades lighter on my teeth in such a short period of time, it almost feels like cheating, to be honest with you, and it tickles me that you can get those kind of results in that short a time period.
Try Power Swabs today and get 50% off your order and free shipping. Plus, get a free Quick Stick pen to remove those coffee, wine, or smoking stains on the go. Visit powerswabs.com or call the number on your screen.
It's your last chance to shop Ashley's biggest President's Day sale. Get the guaranteed lowest prices of the season, starting at 30% and up to 60% off furniture and mattress doorbusters. Plus 60-month special financing and delivery in as fast as 3 days on in-stock merchandise. Sale ends Tuesday at Ashley.
New at 5, 1 year of war and strife for Ukraine. But for one local Ukrainian, it feels like one never-ending day.
Well, cloud cover starting to build. We are looking for another shot of some snow later into this evening. However, we're going to be taking a look at this weekend coming up at 5.
And ahead at 6, stakes are getting high in the Supreme Court race. Will Keneally takes a closer look at how and why political parties are getting involved in the race that's supposed to be nonpartisan. Tonight at 6.
A new movie heading to theaters was loosely based by true facts.
Rick Damigella has a look at the movie Cocaine Bear.
No, don't eat that, don't eat that. Let's see what kind of effect that has on us.
Elizabeth Banks steps behind the camera to direct the gory comedy Cocaine Bear.
A bear did cocaine.
I loved the challenges that it presented. It felt very risky to me because it's a confluence of a lot of things. It had to, the tone of the movie was so important to pull off. I knew that I could kind of hide a comedy inside of a horror movie.
She's an actor who knows how to talk to actors. And so to have one of us in the director's chair, it's a plus.
But Mama Bear and Papa Bear would be very angry because drugs, especially cocaine, are very, very bad.
I have these like wild friends, mom friends of mine, and they're like, if you don't do this movie, we're gonna stop being friends with you. You've got to do this movie. And we're all taking our 16-year-olds to go see it when it comes out in a big pack.
The movie's R rating for bloody violence and gore is well earned.
I've gone down the internet rabbit hole of looking at real animal attack victims and what that looks like, and it's horrifying. It's gory, it's crazy, and I just felt like we had to lean in. I mean, this concept is bold and audacious, and if I made any choices that were not bold, then it wasn't going to work. You have to lean into this material. You can't shy away from it.
It kind of seems like the thing that stays with a man forever.
In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
Now, the real Cocaine Bear incident occurred in Blue Ridge, Georgia in 1985.
Investigators found the carcass of a black bear that had ingested large amounts of cocaine, which was thrown from a smuggler's plane.
That wouldn't be a great movie. This one might be better.
Yes,
we'll find out from Will Loper on Monday. From Cocaine Bear to Jesus Christ Superstar.
When we come back, we'll talk to the lead actor of the Broadway musical now on stage at the Overture Center when Live at 4 continues.
It's spring break at Bob's, and I'm introducing my biggest, bestest backyard collection ever. Soak up the sun in outdoor furniture that comes with comfort, quality, and of course, my everyday low prices. You deserve a break. Spring break at Bob's.
Chicago. Celebrating 25 years of Broadway razzle-dazzle. The Associated Press calls Chicago the most entertaining musical of the decade. Paint the town again with Chicago the Musical.
At Overture, March 21st through 26th. Tickets at overture.org.
If you're on Medicare and Medicaid, it pays to pick a plan with the benefits you want. With the iCare Medicare plan, members receive a spending account card that gives them $150 total per month to spend on food, OTC items, utilities, or even rent. Members also have a $0 copay for all covered Part D drugs and dental and vision coverage. Call to speak with a licensed sales agent who will help you find out if you're eligible. Rest easy. iCare is looking out for you and your health.
Chevy Silverado factory-lifted trucks. With the capability of a 2-inch lift, the versatility of the available multi-flex tailgate, and the connection of a 13.4-inch diagonal touchscreen. Chevy Silverado, taking adventure to a whole new level.
Get 2.99% financing for 5 years on all 2022 Silverado 1500 pickups, or get $1,250 cash allowance on this Silverado with a 2.7-liter engine. Plus, current Chevy owners get an additional $3,250 total cash allowance.
Sometimes you're so busy taking care of everyone else, you don't do enough for yourself or your mouth. But eventually it will remind you. When it does, Aspen Dental is here for you. We offer the custom dental treatments you need all under one roof right nearby. So we can bring more life to your smile and more smile to your life, affordably. New patients without insurance can get a complete exam and x-rays for $29 and 20% off treatment plans. Aspen Dental, anything to make you smile. Schedule your appointment today.
Memories matter.
This bend on Cox Hollow Lake was one of Dad's favorite fishing holes. Crest Funeral and Cremation Service helped us make sure he's never forgotten. Making it personal. It's how you heal. We are Crest. We truly believe your memories matter.
People are buzzing about my highly rated bedrooms, like my Tremont Queen bedroom set, my romantic Scarlet collection. Go glam with Diva 2. See what all the buzz is about at Bob's Discount Furniture.
Yeah, overall, we're doing fairly well with incidents. We did have a crash here on the interstate just north of there. Just in the right lane's been blocked, but otherwise, no really incidents to speak of on the Beltline. Going to Mount Horeb, we're still looking good. And conditions up to the north towards the Dells are also good. And then no issues to speak of going down to Janesville. Once again, we do have that snow coming. It's starting to spread further closer. Once again, it'll just be light snow. We're expecting that mainly in about an hour or two, maybe a ½ inch as it comes through the area, but shouldn't see too many issues go on with the roads, guys, tonight.
All right, Greg, thank you. Well, the snow is falling in Big Bear, California, and people across the country love to watch the live camera from the Friends of Big Bear Valley. We believe that this is Shadow, the dad of the 2 eggs who are being kept warm during the storm. What a great sight that is.
That is beautiful.
Check out what happened earlier on Thursday. This is when Shadow arrived to give Mom Jackie some relief. So teamwork is what it takes to protect the eggs in this kind of weather.
All those poor eagles, they're probably thinking, what is happening?
This is California, dude. Well, this is the final weekend to catch the touring Broadway production of Jesus Christ Superstar in Madison.
The Andrew Lloyd Webber musical, which first opened on Broadway in 1971, runs through Sunday at the Overture Center.
Earlier this week, we got a chance to talk to the actor in the leading role, Jack Hopewell, who plays Jesus. So what is it like to play Jesus Christ?
It's a good question to open with. I mean, it's fantastic for me. I mean, if you're going to talk about characters with a rich history and a lot going on, I mean, that's you know, kind of towards the top. For me, it's amazing to be able to play a character that has to struggle so much with balancing destiny, in a sense, what he's been destined to do, and this godlyhood that he has to grapple with, as well as his humanity, because I think in the original story of the Bible, the source material of the show, and especially in this show, Jesus really struggles with this idea that he has to die, that he has to go through with this horrific death in order to save everybody. And while he's still going to go through with it in the end, because he has accepted that he's the Son of God, he is really scared. He's really scared of the pain, of the suffering, and everything else that comes with it. And so I think for me as an actor, that's really exciting to be able to play both sides of that coin.
There is no dialogue in this show. It is 90 minutes of singing and dancing. It's incredible. What are the physical demands of that, though? I mean, from a vocal perspective, it must be one of the most challenging roles you've ever taken on.
Vocally, it's ridiculous. It requires, vocally a lot of prep time. A lot of my day is spent incrementally warming up throughout the day. Got my routines and all that. Physically, it does, while I'm not a dancer track and it's not as, I guess, physically exerting as a lot of the ensemble, there are moments, I think you said you'd seen it, the moments like the 39 Lashes and things like that, where it has required me to kind of go to the gym and be on top of my physical fitness, because otherwise I'm not going to be able to sustain, holding my body up for that period of time. So it's definitely, emotionally, vocally, and physically exhausting, but really, really rewarding at the same time.
Well, thanks for being with us today. Enjoy the rest of the performances in Madison, and best of luck to you.
Welcome to Madison. Great to see you, Jack. Thank you so much.
Great to see you as well.
And there's no intermission either.
A lot of energy.
Yeah,
90 minutes.
Get ready to rock out. It's something.
It's at Overture through Sunday. So go to overture.org for tickets. We'll have a final check of your forecast coming up.
The world's largest consumer bicycle show and sale, Bike-O-Rama's at Madison's Alliant Energy Center, March 10th, 11th, and 12th.
Test ride the best bicycles and e-bikes indoors.
Factory reps can answer your questions about the new bike model.
All at the lowest prices of the year.
Bike-O-Rama, March 10th, 11th, and 12th at Madison's Alliant Energy Center.
You can't buy happiness, but you can buy an RV at Wisconsin RV World, and that's pretty darn close. Find your happiness during their RV Super Sale this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday only. Save over $30,000 on this new Heartland fifth wheel. Get this Keystone Springdale for as low as $185 a month, or this Cruiser Radiance for only $240 a month. Plus, get a 1-year no-charge camping pass with every RV purchase.
Wisconsin RV World. If it doesn't say Wisconsin, it's just another RV dealer.
There's nothing better than a great night's sleep on a new mattress from Steinhofels. Right now, save up to $900 on adjustable base sets. Queen Beauty Rest mattresses start at $399. Or step up to the new Beauty Rest Black and get $200 in Steinhofels cash, plus a $100 MasterCard rewards card. And with Steinhofels 72-month financing, your new mattress just got more affordable. So save big and rest easy on your new Beauty Rest mattress from Steinhofels.
For back pain, I've always been a take 2 and call in the morning guy. But my new doctor recommended Salonpas. Without another pill upsetting my stomach, I get powerful, effective, and safe relief. Salonpas, it's good medicine.
The world's largest consumer bicycle show and sale, Bike-O-Rama's at Madison's Alliant Energy Center, March 10th, 11th, and 12th.
Test ride the best bicycles and e-bikes indoors.
Factory reps can answer your questions about the new bike model.
All at the lowest prices of the year.
Bike-O-Rama, March 10th, 11th, and 12th at Madison's Alliant Energy Center.
New at 5.
One woman is sharing her heart health journey, aiming to help others. Tonight on News 3 Now, you'll hear from her and the advice from doctors to protect your heart.
Coming up at 5. A major winter storm, and we warned you first.
We're tracking a mix of sleet, freezing rain, and snow.
For accurate, up-to-the-minute coverage before, during, and after.
Those side streets are a real mess.
Trust News 3 Now, first warned weather, keeping you ahead of the storms.
All right, we got some light snow coming this evening, maybe a ½ inch, up to an inch. It's going to be the light, fluffy snow, so it should be able to blow off. Dry tomorrow, melting snow and ice, and then all eyes turn to that heavy rain that could be coming Sunday night into Monday. So if you look at it overall, we're looking at temperatures getting down to about the middle teens with that snow kind of tapering off after midnight. Then all attention turns to that Sunday night into Monday with heavy rain, maybe some aerial creeks and rivers rising a little with this amount of rainfall, and then unsettled for the rest of the week, but still a quiet, fairly quiet weekend.
All right. Thank you, Greg. Monday here on Live at 4 will meet our Pet of the Week from the Dane County Humane Society.
And our film critic Will Loper runs down the weekend box office numbers and shares his thoughts on Cocaine Bear.
Wait for that.
That's coming up Monday on Live at 4.
Lake Ridge may be a new name, but it isn't a new bank. It's one built on over a century of community commitment. One equipped with all the knowledge and resources of 145 collective years of experience. Monona Bank and State Bank of Cross Plains are coming together as one. As Lake Ridge Bank, we're doing more together for you.
Hi, I'm Tim O'Brien, owner of The Healthy Place. I'm excited to tell you about our new Wild Theory CBD products that will get you high fives from everyone you know. Wild Theory's new groundbreaking formula has higher levels of the good stuff, and it packs surprising results. Is it legal in Wisconsin? Of course! Is it potent? You bet. Will you love it? I'm sure of it. Stop by one of our Madison locations or visit findyourhealthyplace.com, type in high five, and our website will hook you up.
Hi.
Happy anniversary.
For what?
Every year you're with us, you get $50 toward your home deductible. It's a policy perk for being a Farmer's customer.
Do I have to do anything?
Nothing.
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 Nothing?
Nothing.
That really is something.
You get a whole lot of something with Farmer's policy perks. See ya.
May I have a balloon too?
Sure. Your parents have maintained a Farmer's home policy for 12 consecutive months, right?
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
A lot of new dry eye patients in my office tell me about their frequent dry eyes, which may point to dry eye disease. Millions of Americans were estimated to have it. They also tell me they've tried artificial tears again and again, but the relief is temporary. Xiidra can provide lasting relief. Xiidra treats the signs and symptoms of dry eye disease.
Don't use if allergic to Xiidra. Common side effects include eye irritation, discomfort or blurred vision when applied, and unusual taste sensation.
Why wait? Ask your eye doctor about a 90-day prescription for Xiidra today.
Get personalized support. Call the Wisconsin Tobacco Quit line at 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
Well, the weather is made for a long weekend, a long week for the News Hounds, and Louie and Oliver are ready for the weekend.
I think we all are. So without further ado, here's this week's edition of the News Hounds.
Here's the News Hounds, Louie and Oliver, with their World News Roundup.
This week on the News Hounds, hippos gone wild.
An elephant bubble bath.
And a shrew observation.
But
Speaking of very special, the Vienna Zoo announced the birth of 2 round-eared elephant shrews. The ironically named little ones are the size of a ping pong ball and weigh 1/3 of an ounce. In a few weeks, they'll be the same size as their parents. While shrews resemble mice, they are their own distinct species. And get this, their closest relatives are actually elephants and sea cows. Really?
play nice. Baby Fritz and big sister Fiona, Cincinnati Zoo's lovable hippo siblings, enjoyed a play fight session as Mom Bibi stood nearby watching. The zoo posted this video of a bonding session between brother and sister. According to the zoo, hippos use their mouths to play, show affection, give warnings, and explore their world.
And finally, the Dallas Zoo posted this adorable video of baby hippo Callow enjoying some playful water time. Wait for the end, resident hippo Adana joins in too. The zoo says this water enrichment provided by the care team keeps the animals engaged with stimuli. It also just looks like a lot of fun.
And that's this week's edition of the News Hounds Now Update.
There's Fiona again.
They're saying it's Friday.
It's Friday. That's our time for now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you here again on Monday. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.